one of the most important discussions from all angle as a student or a practicing chart accountant or for any aspect as far as companies are concerned, minimum alternative tax. Now, before we get into the minimum alternative tax, let me just give the brief idea about the various sections which are pertinent in the process. So if you look at the chart on the board, so definitions, which we already went through long back. So what is a company? What is an Indian company? What is domestic company? What is foreign company? Then we also studied about the definitions of amalgamation, demerger, etc. And the heart of today's discussion, MAT 115 JB, 115 JA, then other related provisions related to shipping companies, etc. Now, let me just tell you the history behind this MAT. Uh, if I go to reasonable past, not very long back, maybe somewhere in the 80s, we had lot of deductions under 80HH. So 80HH, 80HHC, 80HHE, 80HHF, etc. Then under section 10A, 10B, 10BA, 10AA. 10AA to some extent continues even now. So there are some companies which are making crores together profit, multiples of millions of crores together profit, but ended up paying zero tax. The government gave promotion to various aspects. Let's say if you are into export, ETHSC said, okay, you are getting foreign currency to our country, let me give a relaxation. So 100% reduction. So if you are doing some film software export to ETHHF exemption. So we had something like a 100% EOU, 10B. Like that, they kept on giving exemptions and deductions. So if you are looking at a manufacturing sector, so textile industry, where the manufacturing sector and selling it locally, maybe 10%, 12%, 20% margin, those companies had to pay huge amount of taxes, even though their margins are very less. Whereas if you talk about a company like software, where they're doing export, the margins are as high as 60%, 80%, and earning in crores, but ended up paying zero tax. So the government has given the benefit, they could not withdraw. So they said, do one thing. No doubt we are giving you some relaxation, okay, but we want some taxes to be preponed. What you may otherwise pay after your tax holiday. So we want you to pay little amount of taxes right now. So some small amount, maybe 5%, 10% to start with. So the alternate tax what we're discussing today are the taxes, okay, which are not levied additionally. Please understand, they are the minimum amount of tax which the government expects you to pay little advance than what it's supposed to be paid. In other words, assuming I'm supposed to pay some taxes in 2025, government says you pay some taxes now, probably in 2025 I'll give some relaxation. So this is the first and very basic meaning of alternative tax. Next. So now when you talk about the alternative taxes, basically there are two categories of alternative taxes which are prevalent as of now. One is next page, minimum alternative tax given mainly for companies or only for companies, and alternate minimum tax. They just interchange the words here and there. Okay. So MAT, the other alphabets are what? AMT, MAT and AMT. Now MAT was first to be introduced, minimum alternative tax, under chapter number 12B. 12B talks about MAT. They initially started with 115J, then they kept on amending. So the present law is 115JB and 115JAA. So there are two categories of alternative taxes. I repeat, there are two categories of alternative taxes. The first kind of tax is called MAT, applicable only to companies. So which company? Any company. You are a company, that's it, full stop. Whether you're a domestic company, whether you're a foreign company. Unlike chapter 12D, D for domestic companies, I said, dividend chapter, which is prevalent up to 31st March 2020, was only for domestic company. Now this provision, are you a company? Yes, full stop. You have to come under MAT provisions. So MAT provisions or AMT provisions are the provisions where you're supposed to pay instead of paying the normal tax, when the normal tax is little lesser or substantial lesser, law says, I want you to pay some alternate tax, probably for which I'll give the benefit later. So let's just look into the chart now. So alternate tax is basically either for companies or other their companies. Again, to give a history to you, initially when they introduced this law, it was AMT was only for LLP, limited liability partnership. Then they said, why not for what you call partnership firm? Why not for individual? Why not for HF? They introduced everywhere. So as of now, we have two categories of alternative taxes. Chapter 12B talking about MAT, Chapter 12BA talking about AMT. So two major sections under both the chapters. No doubt there are some other sections also about definitions, etc. But two major sections you must remember as a student, if you are taking this session as a student, 115 JB and 115 JAA, next to 115 JC and 115 JD respectively under MAT and AMT. Now you may ask a question, sir, why first 115 JB and next 115 JAA? Normally they come in alphabetical order. Why like this? The reason is very simple. Before 115 JB, the new section for MAT was introduced. We had, I said, the 115 J section, 115 JA. Then finally they amended. Whereas 115 JAA, they didn't want to replace it as far as MAT credit is concerned. So 115 JB, 115 JB, okay, is about MAT, and 115 JAA is about MAT credit. So similarly, 115 JC is about AMT, and 115 JD is about AMT credit. So let us just understand the meaning of MAT. Wait. No, so 115 JB says, you are a company, let's say Surabhi Limited. Compute the normal income, compute the normal tax. Whatever, we have to take the 4 heads of income. For a company, it cannot have 5 heads of income, 4 heads of income, and compute the normal tax. Let's say it comes to X. Then compute a book profit, very important. So book profit we are coming across for the second time. The term book profit we are coming across for the second time in our discussion. 40 clause B. In the case of partnership firm also we have come across the term book profit. So there the book profit was income tax income only. Here book profit goes by the true name, very important. Book profit means book profit. First point. Huh? What you are confusing me? Yes, I am confusing you, but you are confused unnecessarily. Book profit should be generally what? Profit as per books of account. Even here, I am talking about profit as per books of account only. Profit as per books of account only. No doubt we have some adjustments. We'll discuss little later, but prima facie, keep it in your mind. For the first time in income tax law, you are made to pay the tax based on the accounting profit, not based on income tax profit. So, book profit, there is a special calculation under explanation 1 below 115 JB subsection 2. We'll discuss that later. For the time being, you remember, so the book profit means accounting profit into 15%. Since last year they reduced it, it was 18.5%. They brought it down to 15%. So compute the normal tax, let us say X, and compute the book profit into 15%. That tax is Y. I repeat, left side is normal total income. I'm talking about normal tax X, and book profit into 15% Y, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher, because the word is what? Minimum alternate tax. Minimum itna to pay karna hi hai. So normal tax, let us say, comes to 10 lakh. Whereas book profit into 15%, it comes to 14 lakh. You must pay minimum 14 lakh, whichever is higher. That means, okay. So this is a tax to be paid, or the scenario to come into picture only when your normal tax is substantially lower. So take an example where you have claimed a lot of benefits under section 10AA. The present, I think probably one of the best section to be referred is 10AA. Okay, in the case of SCZ units, you have claimed the benefit, and if you are in the first 5 years, you get 100% benefit. So under the normal income, your total income minus 10AA comes to, let's say, 5 lakh. Whereas when I go for a book profit, they don't give 10AA relaxation. You have to pay MAT even for a 10AA income. So whatever is your 10AA income, which is a part of your accounting profit, on that you compute 15%. So normal tax is 10 lakh, book profit to 15% is 14 lakh, whichever is higher. So that amount you are supposed to pay the taxes. So for the time being, what is book profit? So is basically an accounting profit. What is the tax rate I said, Surabhi, now? For book profit, 15%. So easy to remember now. Shettisar's connection, okay, caps connection. Net profit plus 15 items. So 15% on the top, 15 items you have to remember. Can you remember? Plus 15 items minus, so minus should be little lesser than 15, 14 items. I pretty categorically given 13 plus 1 item. I'll tell you little later why. Okay. So book profit means register properly accounting profit, accounting profit, accounting profit. So I know it is very difficult for me to accept accounting profit in income tax, but this is the law. So normal tax, that is X, or book profit into 15% Y, whichever is higher. So book profit means whatever the accounting profit you have, whatever the profit you have in the P&L plus 15 items minus 14 items. Now, as I said, this is not additional tax. Very important point. Only one exceptional case it will become additional taxes. In all other cases, it is just a preponement of taxes. Very categorical. It is just a preponement of taxes. So what does it mean? Take this first example. Normal tax is 10 lakh. Book profit is 14 lakh. Whichever is higher, how much will you pay this year? Wali? You pay 10 lakh or 14 lakh, Bhumika, whichever higher, how much?
14 lakh.
14 lakh. You pay 14 lakh. Next year, just to take a next year itself, your normal tax is 14 lakh for easy understanding. And Y, that is the MAT, comes to 10 lakh. 14 lakh or 10 lakh, whichever higher, how much you have to pay?
14 lakh.
14 lakh. Then the law says, no. Last year you paid 4 lakh extra, no? I will allow you to carry forward that 4 lakh. So next year, 14 minus 4 lakh rupees, you pay 10 lakh rupees only. That means, look at the beauty now. Look at the beauty now. Okay. First year, you are supposed to pay normal tax of 10 lakh. Next year, you are supposed to pay a normal tax of 14 lakh. Totally, how much you are supposed to pay for 2 years?
24 lakh.
24 lakh. First year, you ended up paying 14 lakh. Next year, you end up paying only 10 lakh. 14 plus 10, kitna?
24.
24 lakh. What is the mechanism? Don't worry, I will teach you that. Okay. But for the time being, keep it in your mind very categorically. This is not additional taxes. This is not additional taxes. This is a minimum tax you have to pay. It is just a preponement of taxes. So otherwise, what happens? Like 10AA, एक हाथ में दे दिया, दूसरा हाथ में ले लिया. That cannot happen. Okay. So they will give you a benefit in one hand. So they will make you to pay little additional taxes in this year. Probably you'll get the benefit little later. So how that benefit comes into picture? 115JAA. 115JAA talks about a MAT credit. That 4 lakh rupees extra you paid in the first year, no? You can carry forward for next 15 years. So beautiful connections to remember. 15%, add 15 items, 15 years. Can you forget?
No.
So
No,
book profit is book profit into 15%. Okay, is the what you call. So 115 JB. You can remember everything is 15 related. 15. What? 15.
15.
So 15%. Add 15 items and MAT credit to be carried for 15 years. So when does that MAT credit come into picture? When Y is greater than X. Y minus X is equal to MAT credit. So X or Y, whichever is higher, is MAT. MAT credit is when Y is greater than X. If X is greater than Y, you are not paying MAT, you are paying the normal taxes. Don't use the word MAT tax. Normally, we have the habit of telling SLM, method of depreciation. Straight line, method, not required. MAT tax nahi hai. Minimum alternative tax nahi. MAT, that's it. Or you say minimum alternative tax. Are you there? Or you may have to use the word MEA tax. Now, MEA, MCOM students will get confused. That's right. Better use the word. You have to pay what? Surabhi? MAT. MAT. So first portion of the discussion. So MAT is covered under chapter 12B. Everyone must remember the section. Okay. And it's for every company, including a foreign company. Unlike a dividend distribution tax, it was only for domestic company. And 115 JB deals with the MAT. Compute the normal tax or book profit into 15%, whichever is higher. So what is book profit? Take net profit plus 15. Thoda sa kam. How much? Minus 14 items. So if y is greater than x, y minus x to be carried forward for how many years?
15 years.
15. Are you clear about it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is about one part of the discussion. One part of the discussion. Now, so if it is not a company, then they say, okay, we also want you to pay because there are a lot of individual proprietorship concern, partnership firm pay earning in crores, but they may be paying lesser tax. Then the law says, I will introduce alternative tax for them also. Maybe around 6-7 years back they introduced Chapter 12B. Now this is an amendment. 12BA, 12BA. You also come and pay some taxes. 12BA. 115 JC to 115 JF. Most important sections are JC and JD. This is AMT is not based on book profit. This is again similarity but differences. So you are supposed to pay alternative tax fine, but it is not based on book profit. It is based on income tax profit only. So if you come to the left hand side, that the MAT, one thing is based on the normal income, second one is based on the book profit. Whereas AMT is concerned, it is not based on book profit because proprietorship concerns, though there is no accounting law only. Whatever you want to do it, subject to limited application of accounting standards. So here, so you are supposed to take adjusted total income tax profit only. We'll discuss that later. So compute the normal tax X or adjusted total income into 18.5%. Point to be noted, only for MAT, because the companies were not doing well, economy was little sluggish. So they reduced the rate from 18.25 to 15%, whereas AMT is concerned, they are not changed. It continues to be 18.5% only. So normal tax X or adjusted total income into 18.5% Y, whichever is higher. If Y is greater than X, Y minus X to be carried forward for next 15 years under 115 JD. Are you clear about the introduction to the skeleton? Not even skeleton. I just given the introduction to the skeleton. All of you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, reasonably?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us move. Let us move further. Let us move. Next. Okay, so this is a beautiful section-wise analysis. Minimum alternative tax and MAT credit. MAT credit is given in 150 JA. That is a very simple, straightforward section. So there also one more 15 you can connect. 115. 115, 15 anta. One more 115 JB 115. So one section is there with 15 items. 115. Can you remember?
Yes, sir.
Suddenly, if you got 116 or 112, because after learning capital gains, you may have confusion. So now, so one section is there. Obviously, below 100 is the computation mechanism. Above 100 only taxation comes into picture. Minimum alternative tax, so it should be above 100. So one section which is having 15 items mainly at 15% is 115 JB, not Jalebi. 115 JB.
JB.
Okay. So these subsections, okay, our friend Bhumika will just glance it. I'm not going to discuss as of now. Just glance it and touch it and leave it. Each item we're going to explain one by one later. Yes.
Section 115 JB MAT. 115 JB subsection 1. MAT at 15% of book profit for every company.
Every company means every company. That's it. No question asked. Sir, I'm a foreign company. I'm an Indian company. I'm a foreign. Every company. That's it. Yeah. Unless I give a relaxation later, like 115 BAA, 115 BAB. Options, if you're selecting, probably I will give relaxation. But prima facie at the starting umbrella, it is for everyone. Next.
Subsection 2. PNL.
115 JB subsection 2. What is the profit? What is the profit? Profit as per books of account. What is books of account? P&L or the profit or loss is the accounting P&L, not your income tax P&L. Under that, some interesting explanations. The most crucial explanation which you cannot forget is explanation 1, the definition of book profit. What?
Definition.
Book profit. Definition of book profit. Yeah. All explanations, you glance it.
Explanation 1. Book profit definition. Explanation 2. Income tax includes 115O, 115R interest surcharge cess.
There are some mistakes there. So what is income tax? There are somewhere we are going to use the word income tax. Income tax include tax refund 115O, 115R are correct, interest. But when it comes to cess, they still continue with the she. Secondary higher education cess. Now it's changed. What is that? HEC. What is HEC? Health and education. They should have changed it. And somewhere they say surcharge applicable under any law. Now suppose if there is a state law, under that if there is surcharge, that also may have to be included. Unfortunate interpretation. But for me, income tax means all the taxes which are levied under Income Tax Act of 1961, including interest. Please note, the word penalty is not used here. Income tax includes penalty, they are not used. Income tax includes the interest, surcharge, etc. Continue.
Explanation 3, option for special companies up to 31/3/2012.
Redundant. For banking insurance, we had some option. 2012 is long back. Leave it.
Explanation 4, not applicable to certain foreign companies.
Certain, I never said not applicable to foreign company. Certain foreign companies. So there are some relaxation there. Like 115 BA, I said in Indian scenario. Foreign company also we have some relaxation. Next.
Explanation 4A, Section 115 JB not applicable to foreign companies where total income solely comprises of 44B, 44BE.
Solely, Surabhi, solely comprises of all this presumptive taxation. 44B, 44BB, 44BBA, and 44BBB, and
offered income as per rates prescribed therein.
Now, for a minute, let us just glance, go through that, go back. So 44B, 44BB, 44BBA, 44BBB, SMAP provisions, MAP provisions. So shipping company, non-resident carrying or shipping business, yes. M means mineral oil, A means aircraft, 44BBA, aircraft, aerospace, I said, and 44BBB, foreign company, the power projects, etc. So these presumptive taxation provisions, which are mainly applicable to non-resident and foreign company, has a minimum prescribed percentage. So I told you, easy to remember, for aircraft, how much is the percentage, Bhumika?
10%.
7.5.
7.5.
See, this is the problem. See, you people are actually talking as a normal girls. Aerospace have got extra expenditure, I said. That's why the least income, 5%, not 7.5%. Hello, 44BB. Ulta. Aerospace, I said extra expenses.
Yes,
Cost
sir.
of maintaining
Yes,
Vijay
sir,
Mallya
yes.
today, you see, position is horribly bad. So 44BBA, aircraft. How much is the percentage?
5%.
5%.
In shipping business, even if you put all these things, decoration item, waste, because water will ensure that everything goes. How much is the percentage?
7.5%.
See, Manikanta has kept a track of all these things. I like it, yeah. Manikanta has kept a perfect track. Manikanta, so I think instead of asking girls, you should ask boys only. Manikanta, aerospace, how much?
5%, sir.
5%. Shipping business,
7.5%, sir.
all other cases.
10%.
Excellent, excellent, very good. See, this is how you should always know that the track of girls are always kept by the boys. So 44BBA, 44B, all the sections have prescribed some percentage. Now this section very categorically says, if your income solely comprises of this, you should have 100% income only from this activity. If your income from any other activity, I'll not give relaxation. Even 10% if you have some other income, I'll not give relaxation. And more so, whatever the percentage I told you to apply it. Now, very important point to be noted. 44B and 44BBA, no option given. Law says, I told you to go by 7.5% for shipping business, 5% for aircraft. That's it. You cannot reduce 1%. You cannot. You have to offer. For a 44BB and 44BBB, since your income percentage is a little higher, 10%, they have an option of claiming lower income, provided they maintain the books of account under section 44A subsection 2, and they also go for a tax audit under section 44AB, if you are aware of it. Now, in this section, now please understand, there the option is there. In this section, they say, I will not apply 115 JB to you if two cumulative conditions are satisfied. Condition number 1, your income should be consisting solely out of this what you called incomes referred in those sections, and you must have offered at those rates. If you are offering lesser than what is prescribed, then the law says 115 JB still applies. 115 JB still applies. So Ravi, repeat what I said.
Under sections 44B, 44BB, 44BBA, and 44 triple B, there are particular percentages of income prescribed that has to be declared. If our total income consists of only these incomes, then 115 JB does not apply. Even if 1% of some other income, say IFOS, is there for interest, then 115 applies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and in no case you can offer lesser than what has been prescribed. Am I audible correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait. Yeah, fine. So, fine. Next, explanation 5. Somewhere they mentioned about securities. Securities means what? SCRA. You have to make a reference to SCRA. 1956 is the year of landmark laws in our country. One of the most important law was Companies Act of 1956, Securities Contract Regulation Act of 1956. So many laws came into picture. LAWS, not LOSS. Fine. So 115 JB1 talks about the percentage, that is 15% blah blah. JB2 most crucial is definition of a book property. You must remember this. Then Bhumika.
115 JB 2A, 2B, 2C. Ind AS related.
So Ind AS was not there long back, 10 years back. The MAT provisions are there for decades. So Ind AS implementation came only from effectively 2016. That's why it came as an amendment. So 2A, 2B, 2C, all these are Ind AS related. I would suggest you to remember these subsections too.
115 JB subsection 3, carry forward provision of section 72,
So if the
etc.
MAT, etc. carry forward, what happens? Common sense is MAT is income computation section or tax computation section?
Tax computation.
Tax computation.
Tax computation. So why the hell I should bother about the carry forward? 72, etc. carry forward income computation. So your losses, etc. will not, as usual, will be carry forward. As usual, there will not be any particular difference. As long as you had a loss to carry forward, that is important. Yeah.
115 JB subsection 4, report of CA in form 29B.
Most of you, okay, chart accountants, okay. So roti kapda makan, so basic. So one of the major job for a chart accountant, whenever the MAT is applicable, you have to give a report, MAT report in form number 29B. So MAT report is in 29B, AMT report is in 29C. If you remember 29B, next the what you call law is 29C. Atava 115JC, 115JC for AMT, that means form number is 29C. You can see and write. Okay? Yeah. Subsection 5.
115 JB subsection 5, all other provisions of the Act applies.
So just because MAT is applicable, so can I say other provisions are not applicable to me? All other provisions, apart from specific provisions of subsection 1, 2, etc., every other provisions of the Act applies in the usual manner, in the normal manner. Next.
Subsection 5A, not applicable for life insurance business, referred in section 115B.
115B talks about the computation of the life insurance companies in some specified manner. For them, this is not applicable because there is always specific provision for them. So you cannot apply MAT again. Next.
Subsection 6, not applicable for SEZ from 1/4/2005, however made applicable from AY 12/13.
Initially, they said let us not introduce, let us not apply MAT for SEZ companies. SEZ means special exploitation zone.
Special economic zone.
It is not special exploitation zone, special economic zone. So initially they said we will not. Then they said no. Up late in section 10 series, only exemption or deduction available is under 10AA. 10AA comes under chapter 3, exclusions from total income, which should have been an exemption, but now it is no more an exemption section, it is a deduction section. 10AA is a deduction section. So initially they said it is not applicable, but then they said no, these are the companies having huge close together money, let us apply. From estimate year 12/13, even for SEZ companies it is applicable. Next, the most important, underline, circle, different
Subsection 7, for IFSC 9%.
Different ink, yeah. So it should be for all the units which are companies which are set up in a IFSC, International Financial Service Center. So the government wants to give push recent last 5 years, they want to give push to them. That's why everywhere relaxation is there. MAT applies, but they wanted to make it half of the original rate. Initially 18.5 ka half, somewhere around 9.25. They said 9%. Now They didn't make it 15% divided by 2. They continued to have it at 9%. So all of you, 115 JB subsection 1, the MAT provision, subsection 2 with lot of definitions, especially explanation 1, 2A, 2B, 2C is about amendments related to the India's related companies. Subsection 3 and subsection 5, general provisions which continues as it is, carry forward other provisions. Subsection 4, the chart account and report has to be given. And 5A, not relevant maybe, okay, life business company, we don't have to bother. And subsection 7, very important, subsection 7, for all IFSC companies, the rate to be applied instead of 18.5%, write 9% or substitute 9% for 18.5%. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next, please. Yeah. Now, the look at the para. I just retained the para as it is because a lot of confusions will be clarified if you read and understand carefully. Bhumika.
In the case of a company, including foreign company, it has been provided that where 15% of book profit exceeds tax on total income under the normal provisions of Income Tax Act, the book profit shall be deemed to be the total income and the tax.
Book profit shall be deemed to be the total income. Very, very important. We'll have little confusion little later. Please remember this sentence very carefully. So your normal income, let us say 90 lakh. Your book profit comes to 110 lakh. 90 lakh into what are the rate applicable to you and 110 lakh into 15%. Just for a mathematical purpose I'm taking. If this Y comes higher than that, then the law says book profit is deemed to be the total income. And in my example, if you observe, book profit, if it is above 100 lakh, surcharge applies. Because your deemed total income, book profit itself will become a deemed total income. So like this, there are so many connections. So you should understand, whenever MAT applies, first point, whenever MAT applies, when does MAT apply? Your Y should be greater than the X. Please remember that the first chart. In such a case, your book profit itself will become a deemed total income. And if the deemed total income is above 1 crore, for every company there's a surcharge. So I'll take another example. Your normal total income is 30 lakh. Surcharge is not applicable. 30 lakh into, let's say, 25% tax. So it comes to 7.5. Whereas your book profit is 120 lakh. 120 lakh into 15%, 18 lakh. Whichever is higher means the right hand side is higher. So the law says now your 120 lakh is the deemed total income. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is a deemed total income. Once it is a deemed total income, so your total income steps into the shoes of a book profit. There is 120 crore will be the book profit, which is a deemed total income. Above 1 crore, surcharge is applicable. Read again.
The book profit shall be deemed to be the total income, and the tax payable on such total income shall be 15% thereof. Such tax payable shall be further increased by surcharge, that is, if income exceeds Rs 1 crore, and cess as applicable. With effect from AY 2012-13, SEZ companies are also covered under MAT provisions.
Now, yeah. So we need to slightly deviate from the income tax to understand income tax. What is P&L? So 115 JB subsection 2, you must remember the subsection. P&L means P&L as per the Companies Act or relevant to special laws. As I keep on telling, is Canara Bank a company under the Companies Act 2013?
Yes, sir.
Answer is yes. Every CAP student will authoritatively say yes. Canara Bank is a company under Companies Act of 2013. Maybe it would have been incorporated in 1956 or earlier laws, doesn't matter. They may have additional law like RBI Act, Banking Regulation Act, fine. But prima facie, the source law is company. If a bank has to be incorporated, you have to go for Companies Act only. If a bank has to conduct an AGM, section 96 of the Companies Act 2013. So it means a company. So prima facie under the FR class, which we are going to start from the next week. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, companies are two categories. Normal companies, Surabhi Panipuri Limited, Bhumika Panbida Limited, Maniganda, whatever limited. So one category. The second one, special companies are of three categories. Banking companies, insurance companies, and electricity companies. So banking companies, we have a Banking Regulation Act of 1949, third schedule giving a separate format. we have insurance companies, IRDA, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority Act, where first schedule and second schedule respectively gives different formats. Whereas electricity companies, up to probably I think 2003, they had separate format. There's a huge complicated format. You had Electricity Supply Act, all those things. Now they said, no, it was so difficult for me to follow. I cannot follow that. Now all those electricity companies are also following Companies Act itself. So I repeat. So basically there are two kinds of companies. One is called normal company, very important. Later on when I go to India also, this discussion extremely crucial. That's why I inserted everything inside this mat now. Normal companies, all of you are able to catch?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Normal companies, so like Surabhi Panipuri Limited. Then special companies. Basically, there are three categories of special companies: banking companies, insurance companies, electricity companies. Now, these electricity companies, no doubt it is a special company, but the format they still follow Companies Act itself. So, Schedule 3 of the Companies Act deals with the financial statements 2013. There are three divisions. Recently, Division 3 also has been added. Division 1 talks about financial statement for a normal company, chota mota company. Division 2, bada hai to behtar hai, applicable to big companies called Ind AS. What is Ind AS companies? We have to see in FR class only. And Division 3 meant for NBFCs. And all the three divisions, we have two forms. Form 1 talking about the balance sheet, which I'm not so keen today in today's discussion. Statement of P&L. It is not called P&L account, even though section 2 within bracket 40 still makes a reference to the P&L account. 129 subsection 1 read with the schedule 3 of the Companies Act. Now, as a 2-3 minute discussion, I'll be discussing about Companies Act sections. Don't get confused. 129 subsection 1 read with the schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013 talks about a statement of P&L. Statement, because it has been given in a statement form. So I am interested today in income tax class about the part 2, not about the part 1. Are you clear? So now go back, go up again. When you talk about the P&L, P&L means P&L as per the Companies Act or special laws. Now someone may ask, what about LLP, sir? So what about the P&L as per LLP law? My dear friends, we are under MAT. MAT is not applicable to LLPs. MAT is only for
Companies.
So that means now your discussion cannot move even 1% outside the company. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect. So now what exactly are the structure? I just FR base, I just brought it here. You must know this provisions. Bhumika.
Section 115 JB, subsection 2, P&L means P&L as per Companies Act or relevant special laws. Financial statements of companies, section 129 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013, 2 arrow marks. For companies other than covered under RHS Schedule 3, 3 arrow marks. It has Division 1, financial statement of non-Ind AS. Division 2, financial statement of Ind AS. Division 3, financial statement of NBFC for which Ind AS is applicable. Both 2 arrow marks.
Come down.
Div-
Yeah.
Part 1,
Beautiful
format of
chart,
balance
beautiful
sheet.
chart, beautiful chart. Yeah, come down.
Part 1, format of balance sheet. Part 2, statement of P&L. Second arrow mark. Second proviso to section 129(1), special companies, that is banking, insurance and electricity. 3 arrow marks. Banking format, Banking Regulation Act 1949. Insurance as per IRDA 1999. Electricity, Schedule 3 of Companies Act itself.
Yeah. Today's discussion is a little standard, so I'll not be cracking some of the jokes also. The reason is because if we deviate, it is difficult for us to come back. So now let us just glance to the chart again. Just go back. So what is P&L? P&L we are trying to say, P&L means what? Accounting P&L. First point. P&L means what? Accounting P&L. What is accounting P&L? Accounting P&L means, now they say, for companies covered by normal law, Companies Act 2013. Well, banking and insurance, you have to go to the respective laws, LAWS. So what are coming under the Companies Act, that is basically normal company or electricity companies, either it can be Division 1, Division 2 or Division 3. Under all the three, we have part 1 dealing with the balance sheet, which I'm not touching today. Part 2, we'll be discussing about statement of P&L. Come down. Come down. Come down. Yeah, they're just for information. Part one, so which is reasonably different. Okay, so if you look at the division one, it starts with equity and liabilities. So woman on the top, husband, wife on the top, husband down. Whereas if you look at the division two, wapas ulta bandbidutte, assets on the top and liabilities. So husband on the top, wife down. So they're interchange the format, which I knew I'm not interested today because we are not in financial reporting class. Come down. So when you look at while computing the MAT, so you should start with the net profit. So what is net profit again? For the purpose of understanding this, we have one more chart. Bhumika will carry it further. Odama.
While computing MAT under section 115 JB, consider or start with net profit as per, to arrow marks, part 2 of schedule 3 of respective division,
So
P&L
this is
account,
basically for division 1 or division 2 companies. Right side.
P&L account, that is form B of banking and
APL and BPL of
APL.
insurance companies. So which you learnt and forgotten, maybe some of you in intermediate level. So schedule A is for life insurance, schedule B is for general insurance. So under schedule A of the life insurance, we had three parts: A, RA, RRRR, APL and ABS. RRR, Surabhi?
Revenue account, P&L, balance.
Balance sheet. Same way, for the general insurance, schedule B, under that B-RA, that is the revenue account, B-PL, PL account, B-BS, Bipasha Bus, BBS. Okay, it is about balance sheet. So today we are talking about the P&L account. Understand carefully, because some of you may find yourself in insurance companies, banking companies, etc. Everywhere MAT is applicable. That's the reason why it's an important discussion. So normal companies go by part 2 of the division 3 of the schedule 3 of the respective division 1, 2, 3, whatever. So I repeat, those who got confused about that discussion, schedule 3 of the Companies Act deals with the financial statements. Under that, there are 3 divisions. Look at the second division, part 2, which deals with the statement of P&L. Or if you're a banking company, go by the Banking Regulation Act format, Form B. You remember Schedule 13, Schedule 14, blah, blah, blah. If you're going by insurance company, go by APL and BPL. That's what has been discussed. So start with that. Then we have Bhumika.
115 JB subsection 1. Every company, that is domestic or foreign company, to arrow marks, compute total income under normal provisions multiplied with applicable rate is equal to X, or compute book profit into 15%, that is Y, whichever is higher.
Left hand side, I have not given you what is the applicable rate. Because today we have a lot of rates for companies. 30% is there, 25% is there, 22% is there, 15% is there. Okay. Whatever is the applicable rate, it may be 25% or 22%, 15%, etc. We have relaxation a little later. I will not discuss as of now. So that's why whatever is applicable to you, you apply that. Or book profit into 15%, whichever is higher. Right side. Subsection 2.
P&L account, discuss supra, and explanation 1. And explanation 1, 215 JB subsection 2 defines book profit computation, that is net profit as per P&L plus 15 specified items minus 14 specified items.
Yeah, you have to remember this. You have to by heart this at the end of the day. So these 14. Sorry, suppose if I want to take something else, I'm sorry, you don't have an option. What they are given just to go by is an exhaustive list. That's it. Minus plus 15 minus 14. That's it. Yeah.
115 JB 2A, 2B, and 2C. Further, exclusive adjustments for Ind AS companies.
Yeah, exclusive adjustments have been introduced for Ind AS. We'll discuss little later. May not be so early. Yeah. So let us go. These are the beautiful cases now. One by one. Concentrate. Okay. One by one. Okay. So read, Bhumika.
Note 1. Book profit computed shall be deemed total income, hence apply surcharge, etc. depending on respective.
Ravi, deemed total income. Moment it is a MAT is applicable, it is a deemed total income. Hence surcharge apply, etc. depending on respective total income. Say 90 lakh book profit, no surcharge for a corporate. Please remember you are in the corporate accounting now, corporate taxation. Individuals 50 lakh is the surcharge limit. Here we are talking about 100 lakh. Book profit 140 lakh, surcharge applicable is 7%. If book profit is 1200 lakh, what is surcharge rate? Above 10 crore, what is surcharge rate for companies?
12%.
12%. Niranjan, you are right. Very good. Continue.
Note 2. When y is greater than x, MAT is applicable.
Hmm.
Therefore, MAT credit under section 115 JAA equals y minus x to be carried forward for next 15 assessment
Next
years.
15 assessment years. Now you have to be careful. You have to be careful. We'll take one by one simple cases. I thought this is the way we should understand. Just to confirm and reiterate, MAT is not additional taxes normally. I use that word normally. There are one or two exceptional cases. It may be an additional taxes. Like normally she is my girlfriend. Okay. Normally she is my wife is not okay. She is my girlfriend normally. She is my wife always. That's the way you should use the language. That's the way you should use the language. Same way here, when I talk about the MAT, just to reiterate, reconfirm that it is not additional tax. Because many people say, sir, MAT additional tax barna hai. Nahi, additional tax nahi hai. How it happens? Bhumika knows.
Note 3. Consider year 1 2 arrow marks. X is 140 lakh, Y 200 lakh, whichever is higher, that is 200 lakh.
Statue. Now X and Y, am I talking about incomes? Am I talking about taxes?
Taxes.
Access.
I am talking about tax, MAT, minimum alternative tax, not MA, not MA. I'm talking about minimum alternative tax. So 140 lakh or 200 lakh, whichever is higher, how much you have to pay?
200 lakh.
200 lakh, come
200.
down, come down.
MAT credit 200 minus 140 equals 60 lakh.
So since Y is greater than X, so you get 60 lakh MAT credit. How many years you can carry forward?
15 years.
Next 15
15 years, yeah. Let us consider year 2.
Year 2,
Wait,
X
wait.
300.
Yeah, fine. Ready.
Year 2, X 300 lakh, Y 280 lakh, whichever is higher, 300 lakh.
Hold on. So, year 2, beautiful examples. Just enjoy the examples. Year 1, MAT was applicable.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Year 2, Niranjan, X is 300, Y is 280. Whichever is higher, how much?
300.
Are you, whether MAT is applicable or MAT is not applicable to you?
MAT is not applicable.
Not applicable. That means you don't have to pay MAT. So what is the tax? Even though generally in our language you say MAT tax, it is fine. Okay, but generally you are not supposed to pay MAT. So how much you are supposed to pay? 300. Since you are supposed to pay normal tax, what are the MAT credit you had? How much is the MAT credit you had?
60.
60. So now I'll give you 60 seconds time. In year 2, how much is the tax to be paid? All of you chat. All of you, including some of our CA friends are there. They can relax anyhow. But if you are want to enjoy like a student, you can also chat andre through the chat box, not to chatter box. Yeah. So 280, 240, 240, 300, 240. Everybody.
Sir, chat ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
300. Sir. It
Okay.
is 300.
Chat, I think you have to do it once more. Surabhi, what is that? If the chat is not for the, what they should do?
So participants pakkadali there's another option to chat again. That will
Yeah. Next to participant, there's one more chat option. I think you have to use that.
in the sense in the participants list they have to search for Shetty sir next to the name option to chat.
Chat ಅಲ್ಲಿ to Shetty sir ಅಂತ privately ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ you can go by and do it. Okay, okay. So the answer is 300 or 280, whichever is higher is 300. So what you do? First point, 300 minus 60 you do 240. So majority of you have given the answer 240. 240 is not the right answer. Minimum tax you have to pay 280. Minimum tax to barna hi hai na. Why? What is why there? Mat tikala kata that 280 is there. So minimum tax 280 you have to pay. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
280 you have to pay. So normal tax is 300 minus if I do 60, it will come to 240. That's why my calculation, look at the beauty of another calculation. MAT is not applicable. Underline that. Okay. Hence, use MAT credit. So MAT credit can be used only when, are you listening? MAT
sir.
credit
Yes, sir.
can be used only when MAT is not applicable. So either MAT or MAT credit. Remember easily. MAT credit. MAT, Takadimitai, Bharatanatyam. So MAT is applicable, MAT credit cannot be applied. When the MAT is applicable, MAT credit carry forward comes into picture. So look at the beauty of presentation. 300 minus 60, 240 lakh. I call it as Z. Or Y continues. Minimum alternative tax barna hi hai. whichever is higher, 280 lakh. This is a very crucial aspect. I repeat the discussion. First year you had a tax of 300 or 240, whatever amount, whichever is higher, you paid the tax. 60 lakh was the MAT credit. In the second year, when the tax payable under normal tax is 300 and the MAT is 280, whichever is higher is how much? 300. MAT is not applicable. So from the normal tax, remove 60. 300 minus 60, 240. Or MAT to burna hi hai. How much? Why? Whichever is higher. How much is that? 280. How many have understood? Reaction, please. The reaction, you know. Yeah, all of you understood? So that means effectively I used the MAT credit only 20 lakh. How much I used?
20 lakh.
20 lakh.
And balance 40 lakh I can carry forward for next 14 assessment years. 2 points to be noted. The MAT credit is something like a set of provisions where you have carry forward for 8 years. Next year itself I can adjust, or it can be adjusted in 8 year, depending upon the incomes. Not like 35D, 1/5, 1/5. It is not 1/5 by 15 tala. So you can adjust any amount, gabakre you can use it the next year itself, as long as you have. If you don't have, you can wait up to 15 years. So read ma.
Therefore, MAT credit utilized X minus Y, that is 300 lakh minus 280 lakh equals 20 lakh. MAT credit carried forward 60 lakh minus 20 lakh equals 40 lakh for next 14 assessment years.
Next to 14 assessment years, because 1 year already lapsed. 1 year already lives. Okay, right. Year 3. Look at the beauty of year 3. Read.
Year 3, X 500 lakh, Y 550 lakh, whichever is higher, 550 lakh.
Okay. First part is MAT is applicable, MAT is not applicable.
Applicable.
Applicable. That means, so when the MAT is applicable, you cannot utilize the MAT credit. Simple.
Yes, sir.
Can I adjust the MAT credit brought forward? Answer is no.
No.
Continue.
Therefore, MAT credit carried forward A of year 1, 40 lakh supra for next 13 years.
Next to 13
Current year.
years, 1 year already lapsed. So you must maintain year-wise breakup for MAT credit. Year-wise breakup. Next.
Current year 50 lakh for next 15 years. Total 90 lakh.
Yeah. Next.
Year 4, X 400 lakh, Y 220 lakh, whichever is higher.
Yeah. So year 4 only. Look at this final answer. Okay. So X 400 lakh, Y 220 lakh, whichever is higher. How much?
400 lakh.
400 lakh. 400 lakh. Yeah. Next. Someone will respond later. Yeah. Fine. MAT is not applicable. Therefore, tax payable 400 minus entire 90, 310 or 220, whichever is higher, 310 lakh. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now you tell me, honestly, in this example, is MAT an additional tax or is only a preponement of tax?
Preponement.
Preponement
Because
of tax.
subsequent, whatever extra you have paid, you got it created. Now, if you let's just go back, all of you just go back, take a calculator. All of you take a calculator. Take a calculator. Okay. So hold on. Year 1. How much is the left side? X 140. Come down. First year is 140. Second year, X how much? 300. Add 140 plus 300. Next, third year, how much is that? 500. Next, fourth year, how much? 400. Total ಎಷ್ಟು
1340.
1340. Now go back again. 1340. First year, how much finally tax you paid?
200.
200 minus 200. Come down. Second year, how much is the final tax what you paid? 280.
280.
Minus money. Next. Third year, how much you paid?
550.
550. What is the balance you have in your calculator?
310.
310.
Come down. How much you paid in the last year?
310.
310.
So you ended up paying only X. What is X? Normal tax. So it is only a prepo. So very categorical thinking, categorical acceptance. You are not paid even a single pay more than that. It is only a preponement. However, Bhumika.
Therefore, MAT credit carried forward nil. From the above, it is clear that MAT is not additional tax. It is merely preponement of taxes. Only cases it
Underline
becomes an
preponement of. Only case it becomes an additional tax reading. When MAT credit is not utilized within 15, I have given you 15 years time boss. Within the 15 years, if you are not able to earn the normal income in a better way, I'm sorry, I think you are not doing a good job. Law says I cannot do anything. So 15 years lapses, then it's fine. 15 years is a huge time. 10 years was there. Because of the sluggish economy, etc., they said, okay, we'll give extra 5 years. 15 years, within 15 years, if you are not able to utilize, then it will become an additional tax. That's the only case where it becomes an additional tax. You understood how it becomes additional tax? Because whatever extra you paid will not be adjustable in the subsequent years. All of you understood the first introduction to the MAT. What are the
Yes,
one
sir.
discussed the introduction. So reasonably, it has been registered in your mind that MAT is not an additional tax. MAT is only
Preponement of
preponement.
tax.
Tax.
All of you understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All of you understood? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Surabhi, pause. So now the most crucial aspect, come down, ma. What do you mean by very, very important? The what I call, which I can say, the icing on the cake as per the discussion of this is concerned. So in caps, we have done a beautiful analysis. Okay. So this analysis, just you have to read, reread, and then retain extreme case by heart. Because book profit item is an exhaustive definition here. You cannot go anything beyond that. What is book profit? Where is it defined?
Explanation 1 to 115 JB2.
Very good. One explanation 1 to 115 JB2. Actually, it would have been 115 JB1. Then they inserted 115 JB subsection 2 in between. So there is a small drafting error by the income tax lawmakers, because book profit has been referred in 115 JB1. Below that explanation should have come. But since 115 JB2 was introduced in between, so there is a small drafting error. Let us not get into the technicalities of it. What is book profit? I said book profit means the profit shown in statement of P&L, and for the relevant previous year, add 15 items minus 14 items discussed below. Nothing other than that. And for India's companies, we have some additional points. I repeat, India's points, India's companies, it is additional points. It is not, they are not the only points. So first we should understand this and how to remember. I've made a beautiful table. So something related to assets, something related to tax, etc. One by one, let us discuss with Bhumika's help.
Definition of book profit. As per explanation 1 below, section 115 JB2, book profit means profit shown in statement of P&L account for relevant previous year plus 15 items minus 14 items discussed below. Further, for India's companies, consider additional points of section 115
Underline
JB2.
plus 15 minus 14. Then consider additional points. Those are attending the session. If you want, you can also take this, what you call the color, okay, print out. We'll just share it with you later, okay, so that you know which is the important areas to be considered. So you can stress on that. Variety is the spice of life. Always, as a student, if you are learning, use some colors so that you will be able to retain easily. So this consider additional points, different ink, Surabhi. Continue.
Book profit mainly means accounting profit subject to only following adjustments.
Again and again, I'm just trying to reiterate that point. Book profit mainly means accounting profit. Book profit books में कितना है? Book profit subject to only following adjustment. No, sir, I want to take 43B. I want to do 41A. I'm sorry. What is given there, just to take it as it is. Only following adjustment. Yeah. So now what I have done is the beautiful table. So let's consider the P&L. Relax. Yeah, relax. So consider the P&L. All expenses normally come on the debit side if it is already debited. I use the word normally because some expenses would not have been debited. Then we have to do something. And all incomes come on the credit side. So this is not a P&L account as such. What I'm trying to do is the book profit ke liye, how much are the items to be added comes on the left hand side of the table, which is reasonably expenses which are either wrongly debited, you have to add back, or which is not deducted, you have to deduct it. Right side, expenses which should have been deducted if you are not deducted, or incomes which are wrongly credited. So just to give a basic idea, net profit in the P&L account is 100. How much?
100.
So on the debit side, if there is the income tax already debited 20, so profit what we want is profit before tax. What is debited already, you have to add back. That comes on the debit left hand side. Understood?
Yes, sir.
100 plus 20, 120. Next, on the credit side, okay, if you have taken some revaluation reserve, revaluation term is unheard in income tax. If you have credited something to the P&L, revaluation reserve, which is wrong, you have to minus the same. So with this base idea, I made the list of 15 items on the left-hand side, 14 items on the right-hand side. And I've clustered them under related provisions, all asset related together, all tax related. So all the headings you can just use multiple colors, Surabhi. So which are the items to be added back? First, let us see only left hand side. Extremely crucial. Next, 1 hour discussion only on that, only on that. And if you understand and by heart, okay, by heart, you will not be able to miss even a single item. And once you attend this session, trust me, entire what you call the math related questions you'll be getting out of it. They're reasonably easy when you have this complete discussion about the math. Yes, madam.
Asset related 1A, depreciation including on revaluation.
Whatever depreciation debited in the P&L account, just add back. What you should do? Whatever depreciation debited. So the term revaluation is unheard in income tax. The term revaluation is
Unheard.
unheard. That means if they have done any revaluation related adjustment, you have to just reverse it. Whatever the treatment done, you have to reverse it. So we'll have some examples later. Beautiful discussion. If the normal depreciation would have been 10 lakh, because you have done a revaluation, depreciation on the revaluation portion comes to 4 lakh. Put together how much? 14 lakh. Whatever was debited, add back. So exact opposite item on the credit side. Depreciation, but special point, different ink. Excluding on revaluation. Now, very important. What are we defining now?
Book.
59.
Book profit.
I didn't hear.
Book profit.
Book profit. So, right hand side, less depreciation, I said, because the right hand side are the what you call the less depreciation. When I say less depreciation, this is under which section?
1 JB.
150 JB. Correct. This depreciation computation under which section?
32.
32.
Then the company.
I wanted wrong answer. This is not. Because you see, this is how, as a student level, we keep on linking the miss. First question I asked is, what are we defining here?
Book.
Book profit.
If you are defining book profit, where does section 32 come into picture? Use the brain, use the brain. That's it. If you connect that what you call link, you will not do the mistake. So depreciation cannot be as per section 32. We are not computing the left hand side X income tax Allah. We are computing the right hand side Y in our discussion. So depreciation is accounting depreciation, not income tax depreciation. Accounting depreciation, register properly. It is accounting depreciation, not income tax depreciation. So that depreciation should be exclusive of revaluation. Normally, sir, accounting depreciation for a company, which schedule?
Second schedule.
Excellent, excellent. Schedule 2, very good, excellent. Okay. So, Schedule 2 to the Companies Act gives the useful lives. Based on the depreciation rates are computed. So, whatever the rates prescribed, useful lives, okay, are to ensure that the minimum depreciation rates are given. The useful lives given there. Now, be careful. Companies Act, there is a small change. Earlier, we had Schedule 14 of the Companies Act, 1956 LA. Schedule 14 talking about depreciation rate as such, 10%, 20%, whatever. Now they don't give the rates. They will give you useful lives. The accounting definition of depreciation, the very basic loose definition. Cost divided by life. The correct definition is original cost or the historical cost minus estimated scrap divided by estimated life. Now assuming 100 lakh is the cost, scrap you leave it. And life is 10 years. What is the percentage of depreciation? 10%. 100 lakh by 10 years is 10%. So if the life is 5 years, 100 lakh by 5 years, what is the rate of depreciation? 100 divided by 5 is
20%.
20%. Why are you using extra brain? 100 divided by 5 is 20%. It means higher the life, lower the depreciation. Logical?
Yes, sir.
Lower the life, higher the depreciation rate. Am I right? Now, Schedule 2 gives a suggestive risk. I want to charge more depreciation. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Normal depreciation should have been profit before depreciation is 100 lakh. I should have charged, let us say, 40 lakh as a depreciation as per schedule 2. What is the profit after depreciation? PAD 100 minus 40 is 60. You're able to visualize?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
PBD is 100. Normal schedule 2 depreciation should have been 40. 100 minus 40 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕಾಯಿತು? How much should have been answer? 60.
60.
But my company, okay, so we have taken an aggressive approach. We want to charge more depreciation, and our depreciation as per the accounting policy what I selected is 100 lakh. So my book profit, if I would have gone by schedule 2, it would have been 100 minus 40, 60. But I have selected different accounting policy, which is definitely permissible under the accounts. 100 minus 100 depreciation, profit is 0. Now, the book profit purpose, I should consider 40 lakh rupees or 100 lakh rupees. Anyone? First point is depreciation should not be as per income tax. You are removed from mine. Section 32 बाद में गया. As of now, section 32 नहीं आना चाहिए. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Next question I reiterate. If I would have followed schedule 2, which talks about the minimum rate of depreciation indirectly, my depreciation should have been 40. So 100 minus 40, what should have been the book profit?
60.
Second case, I followed an accounting policy where the depreciation rate is, depreciation amount comes to 100 lakh. 100 minus 100, kitna? 0. Now, which is the depreciation I have to consider? Is it 40 lakh or is it 100 lakh? Anybody? You can either chat or you can answer.
100 lakh.
40 lakh.
40 lakh, 100 lakh, 100 lakh, 40 lakh.
Sir,
So,
it
my dear-
should have been 100 add back 100.
No. I'm talking about minusing now. I'm talking about deduction. What debited bitaki? I'm talking about how much I should reduce. As if 100. The answer is 100. This is the beauty of math. Which profit you are talking about?
Book profit.
Book profit is as per the books of account. I have decided my accounting policy is 100. Now, sir, department will have Chambu. No. This year it may be Chambu, math may be, but next year don't you think your depreciation will be lesser? So next year when your depreciation is lesser, your book profit will be more. Next year you pay. No doubt, to little extent you may do the planning to just to defer your taxes, or maybe where the book profit X or Y, whichever is higher, that concept. If you want to play, fine. But accounting policies have to be followed consistently. You cannot say this year I will charge higher, next year. That's not possible. But normally, if you are following the higher rate of depreciation, you can go by 100 lakh. You must go by 100 lakh. 40 lakh rupees nahi hai. Because what has to be deducted here is depreciation as per accounts. Accounts means accounting policy which you have opted. So you have followed 100 lakh as a depreciation, you have to minus it. So left side, add back depreciation including on revaluation minus depreciation excluding on revaluation. What is the impact? Whatever the depreciation on a revalued portion, it has to be excluded. As simple as that. Next one.
1B, revaluation reserve, refer
Look at the
note
beauty
1.
of our connection. Whatever is add, the opposite item is there. Because normally if you look at that act, first all add item must minus. It's difficult for us to retain in our small chip. That's why depreciation, special point. Including on revaluation you add. Right side, depreciation excluding. Revaluation, I will not give the benefit, income tax and revaluation. Then, otherwise, what Surabhi can do, 100 lakh in the building, she will revalue 1000 lakh, depreciation at 10% every year. Department will have Chumbu permanently. That cannot happen. So, for that reason, they said, depreciation, if you are debited including on revaluation, you add back. But depreciation, if you excluding revaluation, has to be deducted. Left side is add, right side is deduct. Understanding?
So there it should be by normal revenue.
No, revenue. That's expense only. Depreciation is expense only. Left side is add, right side is deduct.
Two normal expenses by normal expense.
No, that's what I'm telling. This is not a P&L only. I said it's not a
Okay.
P&L. Not a P&L. So instead of that, actually normal expense and normal expense, you can read it as left side add, right side deduct. That's it you read.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Surabhi, that correction can be done. So add, left side read it. Because see, only right side is also depreciation, is an expense only. It's not income.
Huh.
No doubt one or two incomes also might come into picture. That's why to avoid that confusion, left side is add, right side is deduct. Okay, madam?
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. So second one is what? The term revaluation is unheard. So any revaluation reserve which is debited to P&L, add back. So if the revaluation reserve has been withdrawn and if you have credited to P&L account, you should deduct the same. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Next.
Yes, sir.
1C, provision for diminution in value of asset.
Yes, 28. Okay, impairment of an asset. India's number, capsize.
36.
Very good. India 36. After 35 years, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that's why it is India 36. Earlier it used to be 28 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ the life has been given a little better because good air you have. So if we survive after COVID-19, isn't it? Fine. So on the left hand side, we have three items related to assets. Depreciation including on revaluation. You have to remember that. Right side depreciation excluding on revaluation. Next, revaluation reserve, what is debited to P&L. Right side, revaluation reserve withdrawn, which is credited to P&L. Impairment of an asset is another name for depreciation. We'll discuss in under India's 36 or AS 28. What is an impairment? I say CARA. So the caps, they're the best part of the caps is where we keep on using the acronym. And today, anywhere, any session I attend, everybody is using acronym. Whether the income tax class, whether the auditing class, whether the Vedanta class, everybody is using acronym. So I think this is the order of the day. You also should start using. Fine. So when it comes to impairment, I say Kara. In Kannada, Kara, Jasti Kara Tinbitre. So we will be, or different parts of the body will get impaired. Let's remember CARA. Carrying amount, if it is greater than recoverable amount, CA minus RA is equal to impairment loss. Just to give an example, in the balance sheet, my machinery is worth 100 lakh, book value, carrying amount. But if today it's market value, or the net selling price, some definition is that, if it is only 90 lakh, you are carrying in the books at a value higher than its worth. That's why 100 lakh is greater than 90 lakh, 100 minus 90, 10 lakh is going to be the impairment loss. So once you do impairment loss, your WDV comes down to 90 lakh. That means your depreciation will be based only on 90 lakh. So additional depreciation form is nothing but a diminution of the impairment. Have you understood what I meant?
Yes, sir.
So asset related, depreciation, revaluation reserve debited, any impairment loss, diminution in the value of asset debited, all three add back. Add 3 minus. There is no negative diminution concept. Okay. So minus depreciation minus revaluation reserve. Any confusion? So again, if you look at the present way I presented, it's like a P&L. That's why we have used the word expense, etc., just to get a clarity. So P&L, first we write PBDIT, profit before depreciation, interest and tax. First depreciation ho gaya. Interest related item won't come in MAT. That's why next I wrote income tax. Then comes appropriation. Next, different ink heading.
Tax related. 2A, income tax including interest.
So income tax, there is a definition of income tax there we saw just on the top. So 115O, 115R, everything, any income tax debited to P&L, just add back. What about MAT tax? Assuming MAT of the earlier years, if you have paid some differential amount this year, will it be covered? Yes, because MAT steps into the shoes of normal tax. That's why it's also included. And a special one, deferred tax expenses. We have AS 22 or India's
12.
Very good, Manikanda, excellent. India's 12, there's a beauty. Okay. So deferred tax expenses, what you have. So if you're debited, just add back. So no question. Whereas if the deferred tax income, if it income arises, that has been credited to P&L account, that has to be minus. Have you understood? So first,
Yes.
asset related plus 3 minus 2. Tax related plus 2 minus 1. Next.
Appropriation. 3A, dividend including DDT.
Please understand. So income tax has to be paid before appropriation. So in the P&L, if the dividend, appropriation, etc. are already debited, you have to add back. I don't think explanation required there. So dividend including DDT. Next.
3B, reserves excluding section 33AC shipping
Really
reserve.
interesting. Reserves excluding green ink. Excluding should be in green. So very important. Now see, now by hearting is okay. But when we start doing the problem little later, full chitrana. Reserves excluding 33AC. So 33AC basically talks about shipping reserve. So take two examples. P&L account debit side, 2 contingency reserve 4 lakh. I should add back or I should not add back? In the P&L, if there is a contingency reserve debited, I should add back or I should not add back?
Add back.
Why you are thinking? Why are you thinking? Any reserve you have to add back. If I write 2 shipping reserve 5 lakh, I should add back or I should not add back?
Not add back.
Not
Not
add
add
back.
So 33AC, if there is a special shipping reserve debited, you should not add back. That means what is deducted is continue to be deducted. P&L account debit side means is deducted.
Yes, sir.
P&L account debit side is nothing but deducted.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
if I'm not adding back losses, 33AC, I'll allow you to deduct. Now look at the right side. Read.
3B, reserves withdrawn including 33AC, note 5.
So if the reserves are credited to P&L, minus karo, credit to P&L account minus karo, including 33AC. So this is very, very interesting. Now about this, we had an interesting discussion. One of my friends was our 30th rank holder of May 2019. So this is MS. Yesterday we had a discussion. There is a proviso. So very important. Proviso says, understand carefully, look at the interpretation. You should reduce the same only if it is add back. The wordings use this. Any reserve you can reduce it only if it was add back earlier. So if it is add back, you should reduce now. Logical. But what about 33AC? 33AC you are not adding back, whether it should reduce or not. My interpretation is they are not specifically spelled out 33AC as a less item. 33AC is a beneficial piece of law. Now, if I say 33AC should not be deducted, then it will become a non-beneficial piece of law. I'm so sure you are not understood. I repeat. Any reserve debited, add back. Any reserve withdrawn, minus it. First point. Understood?
Yes, sir.
33AC shipping reserve, if it is debited, don't add back. Just keep quiet. What does it mean? That is deductible expenditure. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
When 33AC reserve has been withdrawn and credited to P&L account, credited means it is added to the net profit, added to the net profit. Now I'm saying reduce the same. That means 33AC is MAT beneficial. 33AC is MAT beneficial. Expense is concerned, allowed. Income is concerned, it is deductible. That means to that extent, your net profit is always going to be reduced, or book profit is going to be reduced. How many of you understood? All of you understood? Fair enough. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Yeah. Okay. Odama. Next.
Provision and expenses. 4A, provision for liability other than ascertained liability, note 2.
Extremely important. Normally, the term provisions are unheard in income tax. The term provisions are
Unheard in
unheard in income tax. So if any provision is debited to P&L, you should not consider. Reserves are not a provision. However, if it is a ascertained liability only for MAT purpose, it can be deducted. That means provision for gratuity. Prima facie have to add back. Whereas if the provision for gratuity is based on actuarial valuation, so AS 15 read with India's
19, sir.
19.
19.
Excellent. Yeah, fine. Yeah. So ascertained liability, those who attended, I think, FR last January batch, you are able to answer very well. Excellent. So provision for liability should be added back. However, if it is a ascertained liability like actuarial valuation, you should not add back. Next. This is one very unfortunate provision, which may not be very, very comfortable, but still, provision for loss of a subsidiary company. In Indian scenario, holding company and subsidiary company are two different entities. In America, etc., yes, set off, etc., positive. But nevertheless, if you have made any provision in your as a holding company, you should make a whatever the provision which has been made, you have to add back. Next one is extremely important.
4C, expenses related to section 10 or 11 or 12, note 3. Right side, 4C, income.
What is 10, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13?
Exemptions.
Exempted incomes. So, in your, I given you exemption. Again, if I tell you to what you call pay the MAT, it may not be right. To give a simple example to start with, 10, 11. See, 10, 1. What is 10, 1?
Agriculture
Yeah, exemption to agriculture income referred to in section 2 within bracket 1A. Agriculture income is exempted
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
because of partial integration. Is it partially taxable or fully taxable? When there's a partial
Not
integration.
taxable.
Not taxable.
Not
Not
taxable.
taxable? Not
Yes,
taxable?
sir. Not
No,
taxable.
sir. Not
Absolutely
taxable.
not taxable?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
I like your confidence. I like your confidence. You're right. Partial integration or something else, agriculture income is completely exempted. Partial integration pushes other income to the higher slab. Partial integration will never tax agriculture income. So by going by the same logic, look at this left and right. Left side, if agriculture expenses are debited, add back. Right side, agriculture incomes are credited, minus it. That means entire agriculture activity I am removing from P&L. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
To give more specific example, concentrate. Is it boring?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not yet. Not yet. Okay. If it is boring, we'll tell some jokes later on. Yeah, fine. So, like I think when you just for a small debate, lockup and lockdown. I think we're discussing. What is lockup and lockdown difference, Aman? Yeah. Lockup and lockdown. Aman Shetra. Any difference? Gota?
He will not understand, sir. He is not married.
He will not understand. He is not married. Sita Lakshmi will understand what is lockup and lockdown. Okay. So, Shetra, see, lockup is in police custody. Lockdown is in your wife's custody.
Wife's custody.
And lockup actually at least is bailable. Lockdown is non-bailable.
Non-bailable.
I know. So that's the extra point you should take care. Okay, fair enough. Now, just to have some lighter moment, let's come back. Expenses related to 10 to 13. So let's take an example. In the P&L, you have to always imagine a P&L. Agricultural expenses debited 40 lakh. Agriculture income credited 100 lakh. What is your net agriculture income? Students have to answer. Agricultural expense debited 40 lakh. Agriculture income, revenue credited 100 lakh. What is net agriculture income?
60 lakh.
60
lakh.
So 60 lakh should be eliminated from the net profit. 60 lakh should be what? Eliminated. So what is the mechanism of eliminating? They say add back 40 minus 100 because expense debited you add back minus 100. That means effectively how much you deducted from the book profit?
60.
60.
That means agriculture income is completely outside the
Book profit.
book profit. When it is outside the book profit, it's not matchable. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now read that point again.
4C, expenses related to section 10, 11, 12, note 3. On right side, 4C, income related to section 10, 11, 12 or 80 IAB, excluding
There's an extra
10.
point you should know. Okay. 80 IAB, when you go to 80 IAB provisions, 80 IAB provisions, it says, 80 IAB provisions, it says, the profits which are deductible under 80 IAB, unlike other provisions, okay, so are not matchable. So like agriculture income, 80 IAB is also not matchable. Then I said in a different ink, Surabhi, excluding 1038, 1038 may be not relevant after 1/4/2018 and 10 AA. So 10 AA is in your relevant. Let us discuss. What does it mean? 10 AA income. Now look at same example. Let me take. Agricultural expense debited 40 lakh, credited 100 lakh. What did you do? Add 40 minus 100. Effectively, agricultural income has been thrown out of book profit. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Whereas 10 AA, SCZ unit, if you have, assuming expenses related to 10 AA, 40 lakh I debited and 100 lakh I have credited. What is the law saying? On the left hand side, did I say 10 AA?
No.
That means I should not add back. On the right hand side, I say, when you reducing, don't reduce 10 AA, excluding bol raha hu main. I'm telling you, don't reduce it. Iska matlab kya hota hai? It will be retained in the book profit as it is. So you are neither adding back nor reducing. That means effectively 100 minus 40, 60 lakh SCZ 10 AA income is matchable. That's what I said. From Westment year 12-13, MAT comes into picture quickly. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So all of go through that again, heroine.
4C, So from first,
Provisions and expenses related, all the three.
okay. Provision and expenses. 4A, provision for liability other than ascertained liability, note 2. 4B, provision for loss of subsidiary company. 4C, expenses related to section 10, 11, 12, note 3. On right side, 4C, income related to section 10, 11, 12 or 80 IAB, excluding 1038 and 10AA.
1038 and what? 10 AA. Fine. So we are discussing. Now there are some special discussion which have been added around 4 years back. Come down. Correct. So 5A to 5E. So we'll just touch it as of now. We'll discuss in detail when we go little later. Okay. So left hand side, whatever are there on the left hand side, exact opposite items on the right hand side. Read.
5A, expenses relating to share of AOP or BOI, on which no income tax is payable as per section 86.
So AOP taxation, if you are aware, it depends on the income of the member. If he is taxed at a higher slab, maximum marginal rate, some calculations are there. If no income tax is payable on those income, those expenses have to be added back, just like agricultural income. You are saying it is not taxable, so why you are making it matable? So just like agricultural income example I said, agricultural expenses and incomes, both you add and deduct. Same way, expense related to AOP, etc., where no tax is payable, it's almost like an exemption. So expense have to be added back, incomes have to be minused. Next.
5B, expenditure relating to capital gain, interest, royalty, FTS, subject to concessional rate, etc. It should be less than 15%, earned by a foreign
If you go to the
company.
taxation provisions of 115 series, there are some sections where the tax rate, concessional tax rates are given for the foreign companies. So those foreign companies are already given a concessional rate in those areas. And here you bring them back again under MAT and you tell them to pay the taxes. It is illogical, and it is important to maintain the international decency and decorum. That's why those transactions for which income tax law has given a concessional rate, so you don't have to add back. I mean, please remember agricultural example. Like agricultural expenses is add back, agricultural incomes are deducted. These are all supposed to be either exempted or to be taxed at a concessional rate. So they are not matable. They should not mat. But there's one small technical issue you should note now. Concessional rate in most of the sections there is 15%. This was more logical earlier when it was 18.5% MAT. Now, when the MAT itself has been come down to 15%, it may not serve the purpose in majority of the sections referred in 115 series. You can just refer non-resident taxation. Next, please.
5C, notional loss being share of SPV referred to in section 4717, note 4.
Last class we were discussing about this point. So Surabhi, I was talking about this note 4, last introduction. 47, 2 within bracket 47, 247 deals with
Transfer.
47,
No transfer.
No
47,
transfer.
section 47.
No
No
transfer.
transfer.
So 47 is actual transactions which are like transfer, but the law says they are not transfer, because for attracting capital gains, there should be a transfer of a capital asset. Transfer plus capital asset is equal to capital gain. If there is no transfer, there is no capital gain. 47 gives a big list of transactions which are otherwise considered as a transfer, but for this purpose regarded as non-transfer. Are you agreeing?
Yes.
4717 talks about the special purpose vehicle, etc. There are some relaxations. So if it is not a transfer as per 47, it cannot attract capital gain. If it cannot attract capital gain, it should not be matchable, because it's again like agricultural income. Please use your brain. Agricultural expenses you add back. Right side agricultural income, I am reducing it. Any notional losses related to those transactions for which relaxation is given under section 47 are not matchable. That's why expenses have to be added back, losses have to be added back, incomes have to be minus. If it is a notional one, continue.
5D, any gain or transfer of units of section 47 18.
18 again. Now look at me. Very important. You have to use a different thing for this 5D, Baba. All these transactions till now what I mentioned are the items debited to P&L. Now we have a completely different gain. How can it come on the credits? Debits are the P&L account, man. That's why there's a very interesting point, Bhumika.
such gain to be added if not credited to P&L account.
If not credited to P&L, different thing. All other items still now add back if debited to P&L. Remember that this is the one item in a different ink. I said, okay, different ink, very good. So it will be add back if it is not added. What does it mean? So now you should have a complete clarity. If there's a notional loss, they say no, it's not an income, there is not an expenditure, add back. Whereas the actual gain, if you have for the units referred in 4718, is the actual gain tane, you earned tane. You should have paid the tax, MAT, normal tax, MAT. Now they say, if you are not credited to P&L account, you have put it somewhere else, capital reserve somewhere you have put, you have to bring back and add here. So this is a special item, entire 5D, make special note of it. All these items of 5D will be added back if and only if it is not credited to P&L, because you're talking about gain. In a different thing again, gain, you're talking about a gain. All other items you're talking about expenses or losses debited to P&L. This is the one item we are talking if it is a minimal, point number 5D. Such gain, any gain on transfer of units, actual gain, it has to be added back. Have you understood that point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very crucial, very crucial. Next, last one.
5E, amount of expenditure relating to royalty income relating to patent referred in section 115
So
BB.
115 BB series where there's a concessional taxation. So patent related taxation, they said that also is out of the MAT. That's why add back. Please understand, when I say add left side, immediately on the right side, Bhumika, read.
5A to 5E opposite items.
So expense if I'm adding, income I'm minusing, loss if I'm adding, gain I'm minusing. That means the entire 5A to 5E talks about these items are outside the MAT provisions. These are the items. Whenever I say add and deduct, these items are outside the MAT provisions. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
understood? Okay, right. So 5A to 5E special items they are. So anything related to AOP, etc. So expenditure related to capital gain where the concessional tax rate is applicable to foreign company, underlying foreign company. Then notional losses. Then any gain if it is not credited, if it is not added. All of you should know, debiting to P&L means deducting. Crediting to P&L means add. If you are not added, you should deduct it. And the last one is about 115 BBF. So exact opposite items. So left hand side, I point the over. Okay, Murindiche. So on the left hand side, we have total 15 items. I'll show you that little later. On the right hand side, it still continues, So read one.
6A, profit of SEC company.
First of all, company is sick. You tell them to make a payment on MAT. That company will die. Losses. No. Sick company, Sick Industries Company Special Provisions Act of 1985 we had. So where your net worth is lesser than the accumulated loss, or accumulated losses exceed the net worth. If you're a sick company, first of all, you are sick. If I tell you to pay the MAT, again you will fall sick. The losses minus it. Next.
6B, shipping company, tonnage income 115 VO.
So somewhere at the top I said, book profit means net profit plus 15 items, no confusion. Minus 13 plus 1. I don't know what is mathematics of 14. I wanted to tell you this 115 VO is not given in the definition of book profit defined under explanation below 115 JB2. Then from where you got, sir? When you go to shipping company tonnage income, what we referred earlier, 115 VO says the incomes referred here, income chargeable here are outside MAT provision. So I cut and paste or copy pasted the provisions from there. So under the definition below, if you go and read the act now, sir 115 VO nahi hai na? Nahi hai bhai, mujhe malum hai. Idhar nahi hai. When you go to 115 VO, there they specifically mentioned they are not MATable. That's why add 15 items minus 13 items given here. One more item given in 115 VO. Have you understood what I meant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shipping company tonnage income based on that weightage. Okay, weight. So we had discussed that with an option scheme. But once that option is applicable, you must apply for how many years? The shipping company tonnage income, like
10 years.
10 years. You don't have an option. Applying, getting into shipping company tonnage income is optional. But once you get inside, you cannot come out. It's like a marrying, Aman. Marrying or not marrying is option to you. But once you marry, you cannot come out. lifelong 10 years ಅಲ್ಲ lifelong on 10 years ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ. Next continue.
6C, brought forward depreciation loss or brought forward all other losses, whichever is less as per books of account of company other than referred in 6D.
This is an important amendment. 6D is an amendment. 6C same. So all of you listen. 32(2) talks about what?
Unabsorbed depreciation allowance.
Excellent. Excellent. Unabsorbed depreciation allowance. Say 100 lakh. 72 talks about what?
Carry forward set of
Business loss. Business loss. So now let us say, all of you listen carefully. I'm confusing you. Be ready. Depreciation loss is 100 lakh. Business loss is 300 lakh. Apart from the depreciation loss. So how much I can reduce here? You can chat or you can answer. Depreciation loss 32(2) is 100 lakh. Section 72 is 300 lakh. How much I can reduce as per point number 6C? You can chat, all of you can chat, or you can tell the answer. Very good, Surabhi. Nagadat, you may be right. Dhanush, you may not be right. Valli may not be right. Lakshmi may not be right. Okay. I said I'll confuse you, and you said, "Come on, sir, we are going to be FCS, future confused accountant." Okay, so you are already CS. Okay, PCA ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, present confused accountant ಅಂತ. Read point number 6C again.
Brought forward depreciation loss or brought forward all other losses, whichever is less, as per books of account of company.
As per
books of account of company.
Repeat.
Books of account of company.
I told you I'm confusing you. Why did you give the answer? Question itself is wrong. You should say, sir, your question is wrong. I'll be very happy when you say I'm wrong. I didn't give you the question correctly. This is not as per 32(2) or 72. You don't have to give me the answer. You have to go by books of account. What profit you are discussing now?
Book profit.
Why you keep forgetting again and again? This is the reason why I'm stressing on that point. Remember, everywhere mind goes and says income tax. Oh, yes, I know. No, you are learning as per book profit, books of account. That means take up your balance sheet. On the asset side, you have, if you go by traditional format, okay, P&L account debit balance hai. Nahi to today's format, reserves and surplus, one of the item is P&L account within the bracket. That figure I'm talking about. I'm not talking about income tax profit. Are you clear about this point?
Yes, sir.
So because very categorical, books of account, your sister has given a beautiful color notification. It is not as per income tax. So first point. So books of account, that means this point comes into picture only when there is a P&L account debit balance in the balance sheet submitted to ROC. Samajh mein aa gaya?
Yes, sir.
So in the balance sheet, so many point of what you call highlight, no, for the new learners. Okay. So when it comes to the balance sheet, so in the if the P&L balance is, let us say, 160 lakh. So if I see 160 lakh split up, so for so many years, the depreciation what was debited, let us say 90 lakh. So then 90 lakh is the depreciation loss. Other losses is 70 lakh. 90 or 70, whichever is less. So you should go by 70 lakh. So 3 points to be noted. Please understand. See, this is not so easy because we are always, when it comes to one subject, we are inside income tax. Going to FR class and coming back is not an easy job. I know that. We have to register again in a book. 2 important points you should keep on telling today, 24/7. MAT is not additional tax. It is only prepayment. Because most of the people, including some chartered accountants, say it is an additional tax. I'm sorry. I have proved with the mathematics. Second one is MAT is based on book profit, accounting, commercial income. We are considering the commercial income. Recently also we come across that word, commercial income, 11 to 13, when we're discussing about charitable purposes. Okay, there we discuss about that. Really, application of the income, we discuss that point. So when it comes to book profit, the second point is, it should be based on the books of account. books of account, balance sheet, you should have a P&L account, debit balance or negative balance. So third point, in accounts only I'm talking about, in accounts. All of you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
from
Accounts. I have depreciation loss of 90 lakh, original figure, 90 lakh. And I sold one land, which is a capital asset, because of which there is a loss in books of account, worth rupees 70 lakh. So it is not a business loss, it is a loss under the head of capital gains. Let us say short term, don't bother. So what is the depreciation loss you have? 90 lakh, same original figure. And there is a capital loss, okay, to the extent of 70 lakh rupees. So how much I would reduce? You understood the question? Question you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My dear friends, third most important point. In a company accounts, P&L account is, especially the debit side, is a dustbin. Every loss has to be debited to P&L account. In accounting, we don't have a concept called P&L for business income, P&L for capital gain, P&L for house property. Everything should go there only. Even if there is a house property loss, that also must be debited in the P&L account only. Tane. That's why I have not used the word business loss. What is the word used is other losses, all other losses. Again, she has beautifully colored it. So depreciation loss, all other losses. So what you should do in the P&L account balance, let's say 160 lakh here, depreciation nikalo. That's it. Every other loss, whether it is a loss because of house property, business or capital gain, other, whatever may be the case, you are not even touching about the income tax income. You are not even touching about the income. That's why all other losses or depreciation loss, whichever is less. All of you understood?
Yes, sir.
All of you understood? So three important points to be noted. Point number one, section 3272 baad mein gaya in this discussion. Point number two, balance sheet must have a P&L account negative balance or debit balance. Third point, take the depreciation loss or any other losses whichever less. So when I say all other losses, there is an explanation that all other losses should not include depreciation loss. Logical, no? So
Yes.
then it will be what you call circular reference. You cannot do that. Okay. So, and this provision is for other than 6D. So for IBC, insolvency, bankruptcy court cases, already they are in the process of insolvency. They are given a beneficial piece of law, 6D. Read my heroine. Other than 6D also in a different thing. Every point is important. Every point. So we are almost in the 2 hours, we have still not covered 20% of the discussion. Lot of discussion, and each point is interconnected. Each point is interconnected. I know it may not be highly interesting, as if our pages are always interesting to everyone. Okay, let us enjoy. Okay, continue.
60. Aggregate brought forward depreciation and loss in case of A. Company
So
against
look
whom.
at this. Look at this. Aggregate. You know.
Aggregate.
Aggregate means sum total. First case, whichever is lassi nicey koi nahi hanta. Here we are saying add. Brought for depreciation always all the loss. Everything you add in case of read.
A company against whom an application for corporate insolvency resolution has been admitted under IBC 2016
So
or
2018 and 2019, there's an amendment here. So those are referring 2018 Act or 2019 Finance Act. Before Finance number 2 Act, there's a mistake. Okay, so this is based on the latest law, 2019 Act. Okay, before I continue, we are not discussing 2020 Act here. We are discussing 2019 Act. Okay, applicable for previous year 1920, assessment year 2021. More or less the same provision in 2020 also. Right? And aggregate of those two items, if the application has been admitted under IBC, we'll be discussing under the corporate laws, insolvency and bankruptcy code. Next, or there's a word or alle and alla. Next,
tribunal has on an application by central government under section 241 of the Companies Act suspended board of directors of such company and appointed new directors nominated by central government under section 242.
241 and 242 are the crucial sections in relation to IBC. So first case is equity going. So the law says, okay, your application for IBC has been admitted. That's it, gone. Or the board of directors would have done some fraud. They would have done something nonsense. So, or they were not capable of doing some great business. If they have been suspended, by the central government and the new directors have been appointed, even those companies cases also, you can take aggregate that sum total. So Surabhi Limited, a normal company, 90 lakh is the depreciation loss, other loss is 70, whichever is less. How much I take? 70. There's a beautiful mathematical jugglery by Shetty sir later. Wait and watch. Okay, how to utilize that? Brilliant discussion. Thanks to my sir from where I learned this, Sri Padamchand Kincha sir. Okay, in that office, Kincha and company, when you're doing artistship, we used to do all these things, what you call calculations in a brilliant way. The right side, when assuming I'm talking about X company, which is under IBC limb, there they say you should take entire 160 lakh. It's not 90 plus 90 or 70, which is less. It is the entire 160 lakh. Have you understood the difference between 6C and 6D?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So on the left hand side, we have got 15 items. 3 plus 2, wait. 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5, 15 items. On the right hand side, exact opposite items for respectively. The last item is extra. 6 is the extra point. So now for a minute, all of you can go back again. All of you go back to the table. So all of you imagine the traditional P&L. Yes, traditional P&L. So we compute the profit as PBDIT, profit before depreciation, interest and tax, or in today's language, in the part of the schedule 3, PBEET, profit before exceptional item, extraordinary items and tax. So the better one is the traditional one, PBDIT. Then after that we do the appropriation. So imagine the P&L. So one by one item which you have to consider. First, depreciation related, 3 items have to be added back. The entire depreciation debited to P&L account, close your eyes and add. Minus depreciation excluding on revaluation. Revaluation reserve which is debited to P&L, withdrawn, credit side. Impairment or the diminution, you add back. So 3 items related to assets. You have to buy hard this, you have to buy hard this. Have you buy hearted? 3 items related to assets. Which are they? Surabhi?
Depreciation, revaluation reserve, impairment.
So first depreciation हो गया. Depreciation PBD IT. I interest नहीं आएगा. So then tax item. Tax related 2 items. Income tax debited, deferred tax minus deferred tax. Then appropriation. So this is the way we have learned the P&L. Trading account, P&L account, P&L appropriation account. Are you able to visualize what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
So appropriation items, dividend, add back. Any reserves add back, but special point excluding 33 AC. Reserves withdrawn, which is credit to P&L account, minus karo. Then special items, any provision, little down. Any provision related items, 3 items. Provision for liability other than ascertained liability, provision for loss of subsidiary company, any expense related to exempt income, minus incomes related to exempted category, but 1038 and 10AA should not be minus. Next, special 5 items come down. Something related to agriculture income explanation, I said. It may be related to AOP, it may be related to that capital gain of non-resident, etc. Notional losses, 4718, then 150 BBF. Exact opposite item, exact opposite item. So then, only on the right hand side, you should go further with the 6A to 6D. 6A is about profit of sick company, minus karo. Shipping company transaction, minus karo. Special provision as per books of account, book loss or what is that, brought for depreciation, whichever is less. And 6D, only for IBC, you have to go by the aggregate. So just to recall again, all of you look at me. So trading account, not required. P&L account में क्या क्या आता है? P&L account में क्या क्या आता है? बोलो, first, depreciation related, how many items you have to add back?
3.
3. How many you have to minus?
2.
Next, after the depreciation tax, how many items you have to add back? Down only. How many you have to add back? 2. How much I have to minus? 1. Then after that, appropriation related. So P&L account का हो गया. Appropriation, how much you have to add back?
2.
How much you have to minus?
1.
Corresponding item. Are you able to appreciate what I'm talking?
Yes.
Sir.
Then provisions and expense related. Special discussion. How much you have to add back?
3.
3. 3. How much you have to minus?
1.
1. and special provisions of AOP, section 86, etc. How much you have to add back?
5.
5. How much you have to minus?
5.
5.
And additionally, I have to minus 3 in relation to sick company, etc. And
Plus
one more
1.
special item as per IBC. We'll go through once more because you must, if you are a student, you must by heart because nothing you will get moved. Sir, 43 भी क्या करो? मैंने बोला क्या ऐड करने के लिए नहीं बोला ना आप बोले राम के जैसे चुपचाप बैठना है. That's it. You don't have to do anything. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amma. Thank you. So I repeat. Now look at this table again. So you have to write this right as a student. Write and write. Trust me, you will get out of out. And first or second question will be on math. If not math, AMT. Okay. Almost last 10 examinations, if you see, 8 to 10 times, 8 to 9 times they asked math or AMT, 1 or 2 cases. So let us repeat this. So trading account, P&L account, P&L appropriation account, special discussion. Shall we go through that in that order? That's the way I given. So it is not a P&L account as such. I given in imagining the trading P&L appropriation account. I given this table. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. First, so depreciation related. How many items you have to add back?
3 items.
3.
How much minus? Right side.
2.
2.
Next, depreciation के बाद tax. How many you have to add?
2.
How much you have to minus?
1.
1. Then so P&L account हो गया. Appropriation. How much you have to add?
2.
2.
How much you have to minus?
1.
1.
Remember that last row I am reading for information. Whatever is the corresponding item, plus 3, minus 2. I'll last one shot. Give a box. Okay. So fine. Yeah. So I repeat. So depreciation related, how much you have to add?
3.
How much you have to minus?
2.
Tax related, how much you have to add?
2.
How much you
2.
have to minus?
1.
Then appropriation, how much you have to add?
2.
How much you have
2.
to minus?
1.
Then provisions and expense, how much you have to add?
3.
How much you have to minus?
1.
1.
Special provisions, how much you have to add?
5.
How much
5.
you have to minus?
5.
5 side full stop. Right side additionally in respect of sick company, etc. How much you have to minus?
3.
And IBC what?
1.
So easy.
Yes, sir.
All of you understood the discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So add 15 items minus 14 items. Anything other than that should not be. I'll discuss later, but just for example, if you want. Little aggressive approach. One of our clients actually, so they're taken some loan from bank. And whatever reason, the bank has waived off the loan. So waived off the loan. Normal taxation, loan waived off by the bank, term loan. Is it income under the normal income tax?
Yes, sir.
Why yes?
41.1.
Okay, very
Remission
good.
of liability.
Huh?
Remission of liability.
Remission of liability. Okay, so very good. So both brother and sister both have given the answer, but you missed one important word.
Bank.
Capital.
Working capital.
41.1 says remission of a trading
Trade
liability.
liability.
I said it should be term loan. I said term loan is not a trading liability. Term loan is not a trading liability. So if I remit cancellation of creditors, Nagadat, it is a income. But term loan is the word what I use. It is not an income. It is a capital transaction. It is not an income. So under normal provisions, it is not income. Now, what about MAT? So in company account, see, proprietorship only, you can take some income to capital account, P&L account, kidhar bhi le lo. But when it comes to the a company account, you don't have an option here. So what you do, you normally loan account is liability, loan account debit to P&L. That means it will be added to net profit. So assuming 100 lakh is the term loan which has been waived off. So it will be credited to P&L. So, but it is a capital transaction. It should not have been taxed to under normal tax. But net profit may include hua hai. Whether I should do anything or I should minus it, or I should not do anything.
Should not do anything, sir.
Not do
I
anything.
should not do anything because is it an item appearing on the right hand side that minus karo? Nagarat, you are right. Very good. Have they mentioned term loan as to minus? They are not. That means unfortunately you end up paying MAT on capital transaction. Okay. You end up normal tax nahi hoga, but MAT to bharna padega. You have to pay. Instead of that, let us go by tax planning. If I'm not talking about real income. If it's a real income, I don't go by the tax planning. Term loan waived off is not a revenue transaction. Section 4 cannot be attracted. So term loan waived off, I pass an entry. Term loan account debit to capital reserve or general reserve, extreme case. Are you there? When I credited to general reserve or capital reserve, did it come in the P&L?
No.
Is it included in the net profit?
No.
Is it matchable?
No.
No.
That's it. That's tax planning. Full stop. Because if you include the same by mistake in the P&L, no sir, I mistake हो गया, गलती से mistake हो गया, मेरा बाप गलती से mistake हो गया अभी, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything because book profit may include है. Apart from this plus 15 minus 14, I am reiterating repeatedly. Nothing else. It is an exhaustive list. Net profit, add 15 minus 14, you should be exhausted. Sir, that's it, sir. Nothing beyond that. That's it. You cannot do anything else. Have you understood the beauty?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood the beauty? So